Hello there. Thank you for having me. Well, of course, it's a great feeling. We absolutely did not expect to beat Raid, and I believe it was pretty clear at the end with 2-0. Um, and I've watched the match between IW and Vale the other day,
Hmm.
and I was shaking. I was on the edge of my seat, and in the end, it was a move I haven't seen yet because we haven't trained it. With these four E5s rushing Elysium in his AMAX, and
Yes.
well, it was just a feeling of joy when you see your own team winning as they did with this surprising move.
Well, I must admit, I mean, I thought the clan was incredibly aggressive there on Vineyards, and I think you're right. It took Vale completely by surprise, completely on the back foot, and poor old Elysium, bless him, he did get kind of smacked, but it was fantastic to watch. I mean, it was just utter aggression, and obviously Vale had tanks up in towards those ruins at the top of the map, finding it very difficult to counter. So really good strat, and congratulations. I mean, it was fantastic to watch. But you killed Raid in the final stage prior to that, the day before in PYS number one. I mean, wow. I mean, that must have been because if I'm not mistaken, IW was a German clan, are they not?
Yeah, we are a German clan,
Uh,
100%.
and obviously, Raid have a big German community following, and they are sort of known as one of the best clans in the EU server. And you go out and smack them twice on Black Goldfield. I mean, you must have been pretty chuffed about that as a team.
Yeah, of course. We were training against Raid a few days ago, and I believe it was pretty clear a win for Raid. But this time around, we beat them,
Mm.
and we'll see how it's going today. I'm not sure who's gonna win, ASP or Raid, but we'll see. And the winner of this match will face us, and I'm pretty excited, as you might imagine. Because I'm not playing myself. I'm out of our, let's call it, personnel tournament rotation
Hmm.
system we have. And well, I'll be a viewer of your stream today as well, and we'll see how's it going.
Yeah, I mean, the day before that day you beat Raid, Vale beat Endgame, which was a
That
good
was a big
again.
surprise as well. We
Indeed.
had like two top eight teams kicked out of the tournament of the second day of the tournament. In the I believe it was quart no in the first round, round of 32, I believe, and it was a surprise. It was a surprise for us as well. We know that we can beat Raid if we play our game, if we concentrate, if we don't make
Hmm.
mistakes individually and as a team, as yeah, our strats. And I believe these two games were just perfectly played by us, but also by Raid. And in the end, it was our strat that worked better. It was our calls, our individual gameplay,
Hmm.
and it worked for us this time. But well, we have six previous skill tournaments, and we're only at the second one today,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we'll see what's happening in the other four.
Well, like I said, I mean, so far you've had a great spring season. I believe they haven't calculated. I don't think they've calculated all the cups yet, but I believe you're fifth in the table as the current standing IW. As it stands currently, I think you are. Let me just check that. I'm pretty sure you're fifth. Yes, you are just below. I mean, Serenity are leading, followed by APA, followed by N1, then Reckham, and then Infinity War. So you've got to be. I mean, and that's above Endgame, oddly enough.
Yeah, but Endgame, I'm not sure how serious these guys take the previous skill tournaments in the end because when they were playing against Vale, they only had 6 players in the first battle. So I'm not sure about them. I'm sure they will be top 8, and I'm absolutely sure they will contest the first place in the professionals tournament. But until then, I think they're beatable, definitely. And as we have seen, they got beaten by by Vale, and I'm sure there are other teams like Serenity or Loca who have a great roster. And well, we'll see what's happening in the future.
Totally. I mean, it's quite ironic because before PYS number 1, the final stage, we were talking with Raid Blaster, and obviously, we had a chat about Endgame and how Raid were doing, and then you go on and beat Raid, and then we was saying that Endgame are looking pretty strong and not invincible, but really strong. And of course, Vale go out and beat Endgame. So if I glitched anything, I'm really sorry, guys. But it's been fantastic. Just one more thing. I was going to ask it to Raid Blaster, but I didn't have the time because he was playing and we were running out of time. But there's just one question I do want to ask is, there's been a lot of talk about the seeding and obviously using 100% win rate accounts. Has that really affected the seeding as far as IW have gone? Have they been pitted against, sort of suffered from poor seeding because of this thing that's going on?
Well, that's the point. We have got 100% accounts in our roster. I have to admit that. Basically, everyone can just look it up.
Of course, yes.
So there's no point. There's no point in hiding that. And we have, of course, calculated our win rate, and since we've got like 4, maybe even 5 people with their original accounts with around 60 to 64, 65%, with a crazy amount of battles played in random mode, and other teams that have like 4 or 5 rerolls. And so we took the rerolls that we already had into our roster. We took 2 100% accounts this time into our roster, and then those of us who didn't have a reroll like me, they don't count for the win rate calculating thing. And I believe the system is the problem, and if it's being abused, obviously it's being abused by many clans, even us. It should be changed, and until it's not changed, there's no point in moaning about, well, clans abusing it.
Of course.
And of course, we see this as a problem too. We got weird seeding this time around because in the first previous skill tournament we had 100% account, and we faced Raid in the first round. Now we got 2 100% accounts, and we're facing Raid again.
Yes.
So you could say it's a bit ironic, but due to the fact that we've got 2 100% accounts, we already got to second round in first day of previous skill number 2, and we've also got to second round in this or today, and it's an advantage. Of course it is. We don't have to face like a top 8 clan in the first round that could have kicked us out, and I believe if we're talking about this topic here, we would need like 2 hours.
Oh, absolutely,
to just
absolutely.
look at the topic in general. And
but I just wanted to check there. I mean, the fact remains, even though you've got 100% win rate accounts in your team, you've been pitched against the likes of Raid opening battle in the final group last time, and you did get a bye today, but you are gonna face either Raid or ASP. So in the strictest sense of the term, it hasn't really done you any favors, and you've still got to play those battles, and you've still got to beat those teams. So, don't get me wrong, I understand the discontent, but at the end of the day, you guys have still got to play, and you're fifth in the table not because you've got 100 win rate accounts, but because you've been playing and winning games. Certainly, surely. That's how it works, is it not?
Yeah, I think we proved that we are able to beat
Mm-hmm.
teams that belong to top 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard people complaining about us taking 100% win rate accounts, saying we're a top 16 team that wants to contest for top 8. I I see this as follows. We are a top 16 team with accounts that just don't represent what you need to be yes seeded as a top 16 team, and so we'll have to compensate for that. And I completely understand people complaining about this. I was one of them in the winter season as well when I was playing for Gneiss. But opinions can change, and
Of course.
if you're in if you're if you're in this situation yourself, when you have either the choice of playing without 100% account with a potentially worse seeding, facing top 8 clans early in the tournament, getting kicked out, or you take one or two 100% accounts, you have a great time with your team, you have fun, you're even beating top 8 teams later in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You I believe you have to mm, yeah, kind of decide between two things that are not perfect at all, but it's the system we get, and we have to work with it.
Of course. But the fact, as I said, the fact remains, and 100% win rate accounts or not 100% win rate accounts, you still beat Vale, you still beat Raid, you're still fifth in the table. You're right, we could debate the issue till, next week, most likely, but you've still got to pull out the goods, and so far you've managed to do that. So there may be detractors out there, but I think you can hold your heads pretty high. You beat Vale on your own 2 feet. You beat Raid on your own 2 feet, and that's the main thing. So massive kudos and congratulations to that. We're going to knock it on the head there, my friend. Thank you for talking to us, because we're going to sort of get ready for the battles now. I wish your clan all the success tonight. They don't go out until 32 minutes past the hour, where they will face either ASP or Raid, ironically. So you may get Raid again, or you may get ASP. Either way, they're two really good teams. So as long as you guys carry on doing what you're doing, I'm sure you'll be successful, and you'll give us some great entertainment.
I'm pretty sure we'll do some entertainment stuff tonight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, the Falcon Dude, for taking some time out to have a chat with us here. It's always great to speak to guys from the other clans. And as I said, I wish your clan all the success and good luck for tonight. And until the next time, mate, have a good one. Sit back and enjoy the show, and wave a flag for your clan.
Yeah, bye. Thank you for having me.
No problem, my friend. All the best. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
So yeah, basically we had a slight sound glitch at the beginning. It wasn't the microphone. It was OBS being OBS, which is why you were only getting the noise coming from Discord and not from me. For some reason, OBS decided that it was going to do it that way. Well, that was the Falcon Dude of IW. We are meant to be following IW, but as I said, they've got a bye, so we are not going to pick them up until after this game, where we're going out with ASP and Raid. Now, I can't remember I think they're going out on Black Goldville, which is where they went out the other day, as we will see. So as I said, we're following ASP in Raid, so it is ASP. Yep, Black Goldville and Black Goldville with Oasis Palm. So we don't need to do a flyover of Black Goldville. We did one the other day. I'm going to take my headphones off now, we don't need them. So we're going to do there's no point doing the flyover of Black Goldville. We've flown over before. We've now got the tournament room. It's turned up. So we're just going to jump in, ready up, and jump out again, as we generally do. So there we go. So we'll just hold fire a minute. I'm just going to stick my AC on, so bear with me one moment. I definitely need the AC on. It's gotten a bit hot again. It got cooler earlier, but now it's gone hot. So back in 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to put the AC on because it is getting a tad warmer for some reason. The humidity's going up. We had some rain earlier today here in Dubai. Nothing much. I mean, gosh, it was nothing at all actually. And I'd like a big thunderstorm to blow it all away, but what can you do? Not much about it, to be fair. So we're going to jump in the room in a moment. Raid will be looking to get over their disappointment of the final stage of PYS 1, where they were actually beaten by IW on, ironically, Black Goldville. ASP, however, well, they've been playing particularly well as well, so it's not going to be an easy match for either team, to be fair. ASP are not here yet. Raid are already here. As you can see, ASP will be going out on the south spawn here on Black Goldville. Raid on the north spawn. Raid has already turned up and readied up. We have, oh, who's this? Anya. So we got Anya in a T22. Blast, is that Blaster or Blue? That's Blue, isn't it? It's Blue. Blue in a Kranwagen, Drizzle in the IS4, Naro in the Vickers Light, OG in the AMX50B, S1K in the E5, and Timon in an E5. We are still waiting for ASP, but they do have 2.5 minutes. So you know, they've got time. It's not like they're under the cosh or anything. There is plenty of time. I'm going to quickly jump out because ASP aren't here and it's no good you just looking at that. Just pointing out that we are not the only stream today. There are quite a few. So there is Every, who is following A1N1 and Serenity. There's obviously us, me, ASP versus Raid. Then we're going to pick up IW straight after that. Wild Ones Halper, Reti versus Vale. And Amunet is also streaming today. She has got Recom versus Algiar. So those are all the streams going to this evening, everybody. So feel free to sort of pick and choose who you want to go with. Whoever you support. Well, ASP are now slowly but surely turning up. They are turning, finally coming in. Is that Roy Batty? It's Roy Batty from, we all know who Roy Batty is, do we not? It's Blade Runner, of course it is. Good old Roy Batty. Now the rest of ASP is still not here. But we don't know where they are. I mean, they're probably just in a training room or something, so they're just going to be trickling in slowly but surely. Slowly but surely they'll trickle in. Although there is, coming up to the minute mark, still plenty of time. Oh, hang on a minute. Look at that. See, I forgot my webcam because I'm stupid like that. I'm back. Hello. Where is ASP? Coming to the 30-second mark. Oh, here they come. Not going to give me much time to go through them, unfortunately. I don't know. I haven't streamed ASP before, so I don't know all their names. We've got Cold Little Heart, an MX-50P, Power Drish in a T22, Slap My OP Tank, in an E5, File Clerk in an E5, Roy Batty in a 140, Geku in a 50B, and I didn't see the other one, sorry. Didn't give me enough time to go through the list. Zachariah in an E5. There you go. So hit points are in favour of Raid at the moment. Not significantly, but just about enough. It's going to be interesting to see how Raid play this one after their disappointment the other day against IW on this map. But no doubt, Raid being the clan that they are, with the experience that they have, they will come back and they will do whatever they can. So as you see here, ASP is sort of going en masse up towards the A cap. Unfortunately, the game has been suffering from FPS issues all day. I had it on Asia as well. Roy Batty very quickly in. As you can see, trying to get those early spots. Raid here, wow, Drizzle dropping into the B cap. That's going to be an interesting one. Roy Batty dropping into the A cap, along with Power Drish. He's also going towards the A cap. Anya here in the T22 spotting him up. S1K is now coming round, along with OG. Oh, Anya getting a bit of a smacking. But so is Roy Batty, to be honest with you. So Raid have got the early cap advantage here. Anya needs to get out of there and get into cover a little bit. The reason being, well, ASP sort of, they were coming up here, now they're sort of rotating back out again. The 50Bs are just holding back. File Clerk in the E5 is moving back. Raid are not in a position, well, they are in a position, but they don't particularly want to push. They don't need to at this moment in time. They do have pretty much the advantage on the cap point. They just need to make sure that the B cap and the C cap is not taken. Nardo is now taking the C cap, so consolidating Raid's overall position there. Raid are now just going to basically bunker down and see what ASP are going to do. Blue in the Kranwagen here is overlooking that B cap. And as we can see, ASP are looking to rotate around the map towards the C cap. So let's go over there with them as they rotate round. Literally all of them en masse in the game. The FPS is just dropping. Thank you, game. Swings and roundabouts. So here they come, the whole of ASP, effectively, apart from Roy Batty in the 140, who's still staying up high. So ASP are going to try and take down Nardo. He manages to sort of get to some sort of safety, trying to drag those tanks round the corner so the big guns of Raid can smack them. They will take C, but A is now being taken by Raid. That's a good move by Raid. They're going to keep their advantage. They've got over 200, they've almost 200 points advantage now. Quite a safety zone between them and ASP. ASP here have got to do something. They've got to start taking tanks out, and they've got to look at pushing somewhere along the lines. File Clerk getting smacked, and that's the thing. Raid are just moving their tanks around the map from the C cap back to the A cap. It's pretty good what they're doing, Raid. They're playing it coolly, calmly, and collectively. Now, it is for ASP to do. File Clerk getting another smack. The MX-50Bs of ASP over in the corner here, just hiding behind. They have been spotted by Naro. Blue has also been spotted. Raid are tantalizingly close now to winning on the points. Now we've got ASP doing a double push, one towards the B, and the 50Bs are also looking to come round. But Raid, so far, have got control of this map. Even if they take the B cap, ASP are not going to win this without taking tanks out the game. Here comes Power Drish. They need to push onto the tanks. Raid here are tantalizingly close to winning. They need a cap now, though. They are pushing, and Raid have got it on the points because they just took a tank down. So Raid go 1-0 up here. File Clerk going down in the E5, pushing those points over and above to the 1000. Because as soon as a tank dies, they lose points from the team that they die on, and they gain points on the other team. So Raid 1-0 up, playing this one a lot more calmly and collectively than they did against IW. But to be fair, IW the other day played it slightly differently to how ASP just played it. So we're going to swap those spawn points here. We're now going to have ASP on the north spawn, Raid on the south. We will have Cold Little Heart in a back chat, Power Drush in an IS4, slap my OP tank in an E5, File Clerk in an E5, Roy Batty in a T22, Geku in an E5, and Zachary in a Kranwagen. Moving over to Raid, we have Hanya in a T22, Blue in a Kranwagen, Drizzle in an IS4, Naro in a Vickers, OG in a 50B, S1K in an E5, and Timon in an E5. I believe that is Timon. Yes, it is Timon. Of course it's Timon. What am I talking about? So 1-0 to Raid. They've got 1 foot into the next game, which will be against IW. Can ASP turn this around? Well, that's the question. Raid are looking pretty more calmer. They were a bit more coordinated and really basically playing the map like a chessboard more over than anything else, letting ASP do all the work, and Raid were just basically controlling the map, going from cap point to cap point. Hit points, wow, it's almost even Stevens. ASP have now got the little comfort zone. It's nothing. It's just over 100 and something. So it's nothing realistically at this level of the game. ASP will be looking to turn this one around. So let's get up high and see where they're going. So already we can see that Cold Little Heart in the back chat, along with Roy Batty, heading towards the A cap. Paradrish in the IS4 and probably Zachary there in the Kranwagen are going to overlook the B cap with the E5s going up as well. Raid, on the other hand, well, Naro's going into the middle area to try and get those early spots. Raid en masse, with the exception of Anya in the T22 and Drizzle just holding back, are sort of positioning themselves towards the C cap area. A cap is going to be taken by ASP, so let's get over to that side of the map. Anya is over there in the T22 spotting up, and so far only spotted Cold Little Heart and Roy Batty. Anya has themselves been spotted. And the A cap is being reset, so Raid will again take the early cap lead and the advantage. But Anya has to be careful because there's a lot of tanks that are going to come around and push onto Anya. And Anya is pretty isolated here. Here comes Roy Batty trying to take the battle to Anya. Anya looking to get out of there, and they do before the majority of the tanks come around. Look at the way Raid they've set their tanks up here. Naro just there to make sure that if anything comes down that flank, he can spot it. Anya, that's a good shot from Roy Batty, but Anya is basically in safety now. Drizzle is there to make sure if anything goes into B along with Raid Blue, that they can reset it. S1K is here to react as well. OG just holding back in the 50B, and Timon out on his own, covering that C cap. Now the thing about Raid here is the way they've stretched their tanks out, they are able to react to any side of the map, in fairness. Again, they're putting the pressure on ASP. ASP are the ones who have got to make all the moves. And as you can see, they're trying to stack their tanks up back through their spawn, rotating back down, probably looking for a double push here. The T22 and the Batchat have stayed up high. The E5s are just holding back. The FPS is dropping. Thank you, Wargaming. I really appreciate this. It's fluctuating between 60 and 40. It's the game client, funnily enough, guys. It's not anything else. And when the FPS on the game fluctuates like this, obviously OBS has to try and pick up with it, because OBS is set to 60 FPS. So that's the reason why we're getting a couple of little losses here and there. It's probably because there's a lot of people in the game. So the E5s here of ASP will stack themselves up down this side. At the moment, ASP, well, they are basically 50 points behind on the base points. Raid have stacked themselves. If we have a look at the far side, we got the Batchat and the T22 poised to push down that flank. But there are Raid tanks there. I mean, there is Anya in a great little position. Moving around, we still have Naro, Blue, and Drizzle there as well, protecting that flank. Timon is still out on his own, the 50B and S1K just there. They're able to react if anything comes down this area. So at the moment, it's not looking like they're going to push B, although you never know with E5s. And actually, it does look like they may be pushing B. You just don't know what ASP... They've got to time this right. They have got to time this right. And they're the ones who've got to make the move. They're the ones who've got to catch up on the ground, not raid. So File Clerk now moving out of this position. They seem to be going back up to the top. Maybe through the ridge. I mean, the IS-4 and the Crown Wagon are just going to sit there. Oh no, they are looking for the B cap, I think, ASP. I think that's where File Clerk is heading towards. Is he going to go up on the ramp though, or is he going to go... No, he's going up. So ASP here, I think ASP are just being a bit tentative. Raid are already at 820 points, and Raid they don't really need to move. In fact, they don't need to do anything. It is all about ASP. The E5s are now moving. They're going to be spotted by Drizzle shortly. They're going to try and drop down into the B cap. All three of them. That will make it difficult to reset the B cap. But Blue, Nardo, Drizzle are all there. So File Clerk getting a bit of a smack. Now Drizzle is being prommed into action. Can he do anything though? Slaps going in. Trying to reset that cap. 910 points. Now Raid are going to react. The cap has been taken. But is it too little, too late? Here comes S1K. Here comes OG. Here comes Blue. Here comes Drizzle. Here comes Nardo. Or are they going to get the points quickly enough? Or a Raid? No, they're not. Raid are 5 points away. They're going to get this. And Raid win it on points. I thought that maybe ASP took a little bit too long to work out what they were going to do. They should have moved a lot sooner. They moved when Raid were almost 900 points. Really playing into the hands of Raid. So it doesn't really help them. Cold Little Heart and File Clerk going down. Raid not losing anybody there. That was more of a sort of... more of a chess type of game. I think that sort of game suits Raid down to the ground. They like to be able to control the map like that. As we said before, they're a sort of passive-aggressive team. They like to get a look on the ground and not be overly aggressive from the off. They get to their positions quickly, but they generally don't, you know, sort of go out aggression straight off the bat. And they tend to react. But the thing is with that, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we saw with IW the other night that IW were very aggressive out of the blocks. And it sort of took Raid off guard a little bit. So congratulations to Raid, commiserations to ASP. Raid will go through to play IW. There you go. So let's have a look at the chart here in the final stage. Well, we know that Raid are going to be facing IW. That's who they've got next. They were going out on Vineyards. Vineyards and Alpenstadt will be the decider. Let's see how my guys are doing. My clan, Vale. Well, they're out at the moment against Areti. So what we'll do, we'll have a quick overview of Vineyards. To be honest with you, the other night, IW played a fantastic game on Vineyards. It really was a spectacular game. They were very aggressive, and what we'll do, we'll break down that strat. They actually went from the other spawn, but we'll break down their strat. Yeah, there's been a lot of lag today, level 2, to be honest with you. So what happened was they started from the other spawn, did IW, and the strat they played was, it looked like they were going towards the C cap, and what happened was the heavies peeled off, and they peeled off en masse. All the E5s peeled off, and Vale had an IS-4 in this position, which is normal on this map when you're doing a traditional strat. And they just basically iron-fisted right through here with their heavies. What then happened, they sent the rest of their team around this side, not going to sea, and catching the light tank, one of the light tanks off guard of Vale. And by this stage, the Vale had tanks right up in the top corner there in these ruins that now had to turn and react. By the time they turned to react, IW had consolidated and continued their push along this route, taking the battle to Vale and effectively being overly aggressive and just really taking Vale off guard. Now that's not a traditional strat on this map. There are two types of strats that they like to employ on this map. The one is to go very aggressive towards the C cap. What you generally find is that there's a fast cap here on the B sometimes. Sometimes they will then stick a tank here, like we saw Vale do the other night. And on occasion, they will send tanks down this road, over this creek, to get into this position to put pressure on that A cap, which they can do because the other team will normally fast cap A. From the other spawn, they normally fast cap A, and sometimes they will send their heavies down onto this bridge to try and put pressure on the B cap over here. They have to be careful there if anybody goes into the ruins, which does happen because tanks can go into the ruins, and if they get into the ruins and there's nobody up here from the other side, they can get shot literally onto the A cap from good positions and across the map. The only problem with that is if the A cap strat is not being used by the opposition from this spawn that we're on, then you've now got tanks quite a way out of the battlefield, as Raid found out when they tried to react to IW. Some clans do like to get into the city, as we saw with IW, so it's going to be an interesting one to see. We're seeing IW play this one again, this time against Raid, so I'm going to be intrigued how to see that. That's Vineyards. That's a good overview. We had a look at the strats there by IW. We don't bother with Alpenstadt. Alpenstadt, most people know what happens on that map, unless of course you want to tell me that we want to look at Alpenstadt and we'll do a flyover. Let's have a look, see if we've got any more results here in the final stage. No, we still don't. Not at the moment. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. It looks like, oh dear. Vale and Areti are still playing. So far, we have Zenith through, Endgame through, S1A through, APA through, Reckham through, IW obviously had a bye. BPS, that is their... Yep, that's the team led by Foxy. Raid, Loca, and S4W. We're still waiting on Serenity, I believe. Serenity are still playing A1N1. And we're still waiting on Vale and such like. So, we haven't seen that yet. So, when is the next game? That's the question. I think it's in about 10 odd minutes or so. 32. Yeah, it's just over 10 minutes. So we'll have a quick look at Alpenstadt. By the time we've finished Alpenstadt, then we should have all the results in. Alpenstadt is another great little map.
Let's go.
Now, what we generally find on Alpenstadt, unlike in the random games where people like to get TDs here and going over there, what we generally find here is that they will send lights and mediums here just to do the spots, unless of course they're doing a straightforward A strat, then they will send a lot more tanks here. Normally get a heavy of some description on this ramp just to overlook and reset B. And a lot of teams like to send tanks over to C, basically trying to redline it over to the C cap. And then once they can get the C cap, they like to send, sometimes if they've got Mouses E100s, like to have Mouses and E100s around this area if they want to be forward, but majority of the time around this area. The reason being, from this area they can still see the B cap and reset it. From this area, they're in danger of cross shots coming down that route from the cap. From the other side, well, obviously there's a C strat. What they can do, they like to get onto the bridge, try and get into behind these rocks or get hauled down here, putting pressure on the C cap. They also like to send big heavy lumbering tanks, sometimes to sit here waiting to see if anything comes up rather than pushing in. And again, like to send, sometimes if they're doing an A strat, they'll come up to these positions, they'll be tentatively coming across this crossroads, just in case, well, it's not a crossroads, it's a T-junction, just in case, and then trying to get here. If it's all clear, then they'll push in. We do see on occasion clans sending tanks down into this river area through the bridge to try and get up to get behind them. It all depends. If they've gone for a pure A strat, what we then see is they like to consolidate around here. That way they can get shots down and across into that B cap, give support to their heavies. And as I said, if you stick your mouses too far forward, then they can be smacked. Further back, the road bends, so it's much easier. That's basically how we're looking at Alpenstadt. So it all depends though, guys. They have multiple strats for these maps, and it all depends on a lot of things because they don't generally do the same strat 3, 4, 5 times. Let's move and have a look and see if we've now got the results in. No, it doesn't look like we have, so let's go down to Vale. And ooh, Vale have gone down to Retty. That's not good. They're not going to be happy with that. In fact, they're going to be very upset about that. They will feel that they should have beaten Retty, but they've gone down to Retty. Retty will therefore progress today. What about Serenity? Because we're waiting on them as well. Serenity have gone through. They've turned over 2 and 1 A1N1. They will face a BPS. What about the other BPS team? Were they through? Yes, they were. Poggers. This is the other BPS being led by man previously known as Zerd. Oh, they have also gone through. They will play Pog. I think they had a bar. No, they didn't have a buy. They've just played Loca, and they've just beaten Loca. So, what about Kraken S? Kraken S winning yesterday's final. They will now face Endgame, just turning over Fu for 2 and 1. So, let's come out again. Let's see if it will refresh completely. No, it doesn't refresh completely. So it's pretty annoying. What about FZ207? They've just gone down to drink actually, FZ. So they won't be too chuffed about that. They've been playing particularly well, but they've just gone down there. They will not be happy. But we're going out in about 10 minutes. So let's get a replay up and running. Might as well, hey? Let's get replays going. And a lovely replay sent to me earlier in a 215B. If I can find it. I can't find it. I will find it in other ways. Bear with me. Oh, that's why it's in here. Let's. We've got 10 minutes, so we've got plenty of time. I'll drop my ugly mug off while you watch the replay. Some people have already seen it, because I'm running out of replays, guys, so some people may have already seen this. And the thing is, all I'm going to say is, it's an interesting game. And I've never really played an IS-7 like the enemy plays the IS-7 in this game. Let's just put it that way and leave it there. That is a fantastic ammo rack. I don't care what anybody says. he's done a grand total of 3 shots and already done 2.4k damage. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want? Like I said, I mean, IS-7. Just keep an eye on him. I apologise for those who were on my Asian stream earlier. Yes, I have regurgitated this replay. Not my fault. There was an update brought in and it kind of sort of mucked everything up. Lost a lot of replays. Which always happens with the updates. It always happens. Oof, goodbye T62A. Well, there's 4 minutes left of this game and 7 minutes left before we move into the next round. And we've got plenty of time, to be fair. Got that far too high, the game noise. Let's drop it down just a little bit. There we go. I mean, it gets a bit much when your TDs are pushing, like the Hori here, and in a moment the grill, and your heavy, your super heavy in fact, your IS7 doesn't. That's brilliant. There's the grill up, he's pushing. Now in the open, admittedly, and he shouldn't be. And down he goes, 4,426 knocked out now. And there's the IS7. Still in the corner, not moving from his perch. Those who are watching didn't see my my Asia stream. As I said on the Asian stream, that is not how you play an IS7, guys. He's clearly an inexperienced or newish player, because that's just not how you play an IS7 at all, to be fair. And now he's absolutely going to get wrecked. And there you go. It'd be all over for the IS7. So that's great mastery. Just need another 3 of those, good riddance, and then maybe, just maybe, you can get some blue octo camo. And look at the IS7. So there you go. This is why he hasn't got the experience. Forget the win rate. It's not the win rate that's the issue. It's the experience. You know, with only 6,000 battles under your belt, my friend, seriously, go out there and, you know, go back and grind through it. Anyway, we have got the room. So, oh, look at this. Look, I forgot this again. Boom, there we go. I'm back. Hello. So, we will have the, I can't remember now, a second animal? Of course it's the second animal. Such a muppet that I am. Seriously, because I'm going through so many things, I'm doing 3 streams a day at the moment. So, I'm doing NA, Asia and EU, so everything's sort of mixing into one. Second animal in an E5, sorry, IW on the south spawn here on Vineyards. Raid will be on the north spawn. Second animal in an E5, the Mad and Jesus dude in a Kranwagen. The Pixel Shoot dude in a VK72. The Lucy Boosey dude in a Kranwagen. Watchback in an E5. Delirium in an IS4. And Money in a Vickers. Moving over to Raid, we have Anya in a Kranwagen. Blue in a Kranwagen. Drizzle in an E5, Naro in an E5, OG in an ST1, STB1, that's an interesting one, not seen many STB1s, beautiful tank by the way, and S1K in an E5 and Timon in a Kranwagen. I know, I'm sorry, kerfuffles. But on the ground, I have to rely on replays, guys. Just to put in the picture for those who've not seen my streams before. I'm a touch player, and when I do the tournament streams, I'm streaming from a PC, and I can't play PC at all. I don't even know the controls, to be honest with you, which is why I rely heavily on replays, because I just can't show you real life gameplay. Because as I said, I'm a touch player, so that's why I rely on it. It's that straightforward. RA1D will be looking to overturn the defeat that they faced against IW the other day. To be perfectly honest with you, IW will be looking to consolidate on the win they had against RA1D. They played this map particularly well against Vale, to be fair, but that was only one game, I believe. It was the decider. So I don't know if they're going to be out without aggressive in both matches. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, as I said, RA1D get to their positions nicely and quickly, and they like to control the map. That's what they like to do. They like to control and dictate the gameplay. That's pretty much how RA1D operate, and then they react on the ground. It'll be interesting to see how this one matches up. Two really good clans. So we will see. We will see. Less than half a minute to go. Here we go. RA1D against IW here in this round. On Vineyards. Ooh. It's going to be an interesting game, this one, guys. So let's get a pie and see where they're going to go. Well, Money and the Vickers is heading towards that B cap for the fast cap, and the rest of IW are heading towards, well, the middle city area. Moving over the map to have a look at RA1D, see where they're lining up. So the B cap is going to be taken quickly here. And like I showed you in the overview, RA1D are doing the more traditional type of strat, going down and through. Naro will jump into the A cap. They haven't gone fully down. S1K, oh, they're trying to put pressure on IW here. Taking some interesting positioning is RA1D. Staying hauled down with the two crown wagons in a nice open position there on the map so they can see that C cap and anything that crosses. Lucy Boosey Dude has gone to the rock that we pointed out. Drizzle has gone onto the bridge, as we said, and he's come up. He's putting pressure. Now there's nobody on the B cap. This will allow S1K to come up and steal it. He has to be careful. The Madar and Jesus Dude is there, and so is Watchback. So Madar and Jesus Dude is just there. But now RA1D are going to be able to, S1K is going to be able to take the cap, I think, without getting reset. No, he gets a reset just when he didn't want it. That was a good HE roll. Didn't take much damage out of him, but it was a nice HE roll coming in from the RNGesus dude. So C cap and B cap now taken by IW, but they have been bled by RA1D here. Naro now rotating back downwards. Anya coming in the Kranwagen. Anya looks like maybe dropping into the B cap. So C cap has been taken. Now it's up to RA1D to take the B cap. Anya thought about it and then backed out. Watchback is in a great position there to try and do that. RA1D are now stacking up on the other side. So what we're going to do, we're going to rotate around with RA1D because it's RA1D who need to make the moves here, not IW. So RA1D are going to stack up down this flank. They're hoping that the rest of IW are down the other flank, which pretty much they are. RA1D are spotted though moving into their position here. Naro gets a bit of a smack by the Pixel Shoot dude and a VK, but it's not going to deter him. He's going to continue his push towards the second animal in Delirium. Oh, he drops his reactive armor and the second animal bounces, but Delirium doesn't. Now comes S1K, now comes Drizzle. And as you can see, Raid are pushing here heavily. Timon's now moving. OG, let's stay with this battle. There is a tussle over the B cap there, but Delirium is now looking low. Delirium goes down. Raid have got the advantage. They have got the advantage. Naro is looking worse for wear, though. He may go down to the second animal, but at the moment, Raid have the slight advantage. They're going to take the B cap, and they take it, but they are bleeding. But down goes Watchback. That now puts Raid in a driving seat. Timon and Lucy Boosey Dude are toying with each other here. But it's all over this side here. Nardo gets out of there. S1K is now in trouble. Drizzle is trying to help him out. S1K is just keeping Pixel Shoot Dude. Down goes the Mad R and Jesus. Second animal's coming in. Lucy Boosey Dude is going to go down. There goes Nardo and S1K. But at the same time, there goes the Lucy Boosey Dude. Second animal here, trying to get the shots in, but now he's isolated. Anya may be able to come around. The Crown Dragon's reloading. Down he goes, leaving Pixel Shoot Dude and Money. Money is a one-shot, he's on 17 HP. Pixel Shoot Dude is also worse for wear here. He's now on one-shot too. Raid are going to get this, and they do on the cap points. So, very nicely played by Raid. There we go. So we have Raid churning out 17,890 this time against the 11,345. Less aggression there by IW. And Raid really, as I told you, they like to control the map. They like to force the hand of the other team. And they really do like to dictate the battle. And exactly what they did and what they showed us just. So really good gameplay by Raid. Swapping those spawn points here now on Vineyards. IW now on the north spawn, Raid on the south spawn. As for IW, they've readied up. We have the second animal in an E5, the Mad R and Jesus in an AMX50B, the Pixel Shoot Dude in a mouse, Lucy Boosey Dude in a mouse, Watchback in an E5, Delirium in a T22, and Money in a T22. Moving over to Raid, we have Anya in an E5, Blaster in a Crown Wagon, Drizzle in an E5, Nardo in a Vickers, OG in an STB1, S1K in an E5, and Timon in an E5. Level 2, now when I stream, I use an iPad. When I stream tournaments to do the free cam, I have to do it from a PC. You can't get free cam on the iPad, I don't think. It's just that straightforward. So so when I stream normally and I play, it's just from my iPad through the capture card. But tournaments, it's a little bit different because obviously I need the free cam and I need to move around a lot more, etc., etc. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And I don't think Fatness streams tournaments. Well, I know he doesn't stream these type of tournaments because he's not on the list. So he may be doing it from an iPad because he's playing. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to game 2 here on Vineyards. IW will be looking to try and punch back now. Raid will be looking to try and finish this off and get into those quarterfinals here today. Let's go put I am to the back of the map. Oof. Excuse me. Well, we can see here already that IW are making a beeline to the middle area. A-cap with the E5s going out towards the north. Excuse me while I take a sort of sweetie. The mouses of Lucy Boosey Dude and Pixel Dude are moving slowly in the direction that they need to go. STB and the Vickers, OG and Nardo fast capping, and as we showed you on the flyover, the E5s of Drizzle, Anya and Timon getting over that river area, trying to put that pressure on to that A-cap. This is more of a traditional strat in the tournament side. You can see here that this is a great all-down position. You can play this position actually in normal games, by the way. If you've got a hold-down tank with a bit of give some gun depression, like an E5, then yes. Lucy Boosey Dude, excuse me, has gone down. So I didn't see that because I was too busy snoozing. Pixel Shoot Dude is going to go down here, so the mouses are going to go down. Lucy Boosey do not happy with the RNG, but Raid are dominating here. Absolutely dominating. T22 of Delirium and the T22 of Money are trying to chase down OG, but now Nardo comes in to give Delirium a hard time. Down goes Delirium, but so does OG in the STB. Now Money and Nardo will be playing with each other, but Blue is there to cover him. Pixel Shoot Dude is a one-shot, but on the other side of the map, they've lost Mad Jesus and the second animal. Going to leave that mouse. Teeman is a one-shot, but S1K and Anya pushing down on Watchback in the E5. And I can't stress the importance of getting to that position. You can really put a lot of pressure on the enemy. It's now 2 against far too many. This is going to go to Raid. IW are going to go down here. Teemon goes down, but it's going to be too little, too late. Money is a one-shot on 119. Watchback, well, he's multi-shot. But, oh, S1K goes down. Hit points, though, 500 hit points against 5,000. It ain't going to be going their way. Raid finishing off Watchback, courtesy of Blue in the Clan Wagon. And they take the victory here today on Vineyards. Raid will therefore progress to the next round, which is the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, IW will not. They will not progress today. Commiserations to them. They played that map slightly differently to how they played it against Vale the other day. Playing into Raid's hands somewhat. Raid, as I say, getting to those positions fast, and then they really do like to dominate. So let's see if we got any other results coming through. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. We don't as of yet. So we know Raid are through, so we'll be continuing following Raid. We're going out on Port Bay and Black Goldville. Just 4 minutes past the hour, which is about 20 odd minutes from now. So we'll do a quick overview of Port Bay. Might as well. Where is Port Bay? There it is. Well, Port Bay, always an interesting map on the tournament scene. Completely different playstyle to what we get on randoms. Randoms, well, ooh, what happened there with my mouse? Randoms, well, it's normally about the C-cap, isn't it? Tournaments, sometimes from this spawn, clans like a sticker tank here, like a Clan Wagon. Reason being, well, they get a nice view of the C-cap to reset if anything goes there. Generally, you don't get anybody going over the river in tournaments. You do get mediums or lights coming up here, try to get those spots, try to see if anything's going to the C-cap. Some clans like to use a mouse on this map, sticking it in this position from this spawn. And they like sometimes to dominate around this area. You do see some clans sticking an E5 or something in that description in this region, just to make sure they can get those spots and those resets. If they do go to C, well, they may send, like we get over on on random games, you may get a light going over here, but it's very rare in tournaments, because it's very rare that both clans all go to C. If they do go to C, though, they generally bunker down around here and have a bit of a brawl. Generally, the area of movement is between A and B, to be fair. From the other side of the map, from the other spawn, well, it's pretty much same, but different. They will send a... they won't normally leave a tank back. They will send a medium or a light to get to this position, C, to get those spots rather than going over. If they've got a mouse or an E100, they like to stick them around this area here just to reset that B cap. And you will normally get some tanks hanging around here, pushing through towards the A cap to try and get the advantage. It all depends. I mean, multiple clans play multiple maps, as I say, so you don't really know what to expect until you see the meta. But that's generally how they look at Port Bay. Let's have a look, see if we've got any results coming through. No, not yet. So let's have a look at another replay. This one is Addictivo of Kraken S in the Clan Wagon. Again, I'm just going to drop my ugly mug off whilst you watch Addictivo doing what he does best. Was that an ammo rack for the mouse? I didn't see it, but it did look like he lost a lot of HP very quickly. very rare that you get a mouse ammo rack, so I can understand why Lucy Boosey Dude was a bit upset with the RNG there. That makes perfect sense now. You have to feel sorry for him when he gets an ammo rack, especially in a mouse. I mean, it's very rare to ammo rack a mouse. To be perfectly honest with you, it's not the easiest tank to ammo rack. So yeah, RNGs, this is slightly not on your side when that happens. Let's be honest. Anyway, let's see what's going down with everybody else, because, like I said, I'm not the only one streaming today. Quite a few others are streaming. In fact, everybody's streaming. Aminet's streaming. Every's streaming. Wild One's Helper is streaming. I'm streaming. Oof.
Go down though.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I hear a bit of every there. Nice. Mm-hmm. Oof. I do like the Cran Wagon. It's a nice tank, man. Beautiful tank, in fact. It looks like Serenity giving BPS a bit of a hard time, and it also looks like yeah, looks like there's some good games still going out there, which is why we haven't got the results. However, we will see what we will see what we will see. Good damage being dealt here by Addictivo, 4,590 so far for only one kill. I mean, I do like the Cran Wagon, but as you see, I mean, once you've expended your clip, and you know, the DPM is pretty shocking. You should get a nice roll there into that grill, and he does. Grill is a bit overexposed. Down goes the grill. It's 3 against 4. Now he's up to 5.1k. We've still got 15 minutes to go. Looks like Serenity and BPS are going into a decider, which is probably why they're taking some time. So by the time we've finished this replay, we should have all the results in, so we can have a look at those. Addictivo there, tracking and doing no damage. Yeah, that's happening a lot recently, I've noticed, where you're doing track shots and not actually doing any damage. And to be honest with you, it is frustrating. I noticed they changed mines and put this wooden decking thing here, and that never used to be there, and used to be able to sort of use that as sort of, you know, to go up there and sort of hide, and you'll get bounces and stuff. But I don't know, I haven't played since the update, so I don't fully know. That's a great shot on the Progetto. So I don't fully know. Oh, and that's a great shot there. 6.4k damage, 2.4k bounced, 4 kills. That is a great game. Beautiful little mastery, and nicely done by Addictivo, Kraken S. Really nicely done indeed. We watched Cracking S yesterday. They played a cracking game, to be fair, in the final. Let's have a look, see if we've got those results in now. Let's see who is who. So, quarterfinals so far, we have EG, Recom, Raid, Loca, and BPS. So, EG will be facing... We don't know. Recom will be facing Raid. That's the next game we've got. Recom and Raid here. Loca will be facing... We don't know yet. And BPS, which is the rebranded type Aqua clan, they will be facing Serenity. So Serenity beating the other BPS, I believe. They were out against BPS. Yes, they were. They were out against the BPS led by Foxy, and which was here. They beat them 2-1. So they're now facing the other BPS. APA were... Oh, APA is still fighting out there with Reti. Reti must be giving them a hard time. And that's one we're waiting on, so we're waiting on 2 more. I think Zenith have gone down, haven't they? No, they're still playing S4W. So we're waiting on this game, S4W and Zenith, and we're waiting on APA and Areti. So those are the ones we are waiting for at this moment in time. Looking at the deciding match, it's going to be on Black Goldville. Well, we don't need to fly over that. We've already seen Black Goldville today. So Port Bay, we've just done a flyover, so we don't need to revisit that one. So it's Port Bay, Port Wet Bay, and the decider is Black Goldville here in the quarterfinals. Let's see if we've got any results coming in. I'll look in a different part. So bear with me as I try and work out exactly what the results are, if we've got them yet. Yes, we do. Reti have beaten APA, so they will be facing Endgame. And S4W have beaten Zenith, so they will be facing Loca. The FPS is 60. The FPS in the game fluctuates. So there's a fluctuation in the game, mainly because there are the game servers aren't exactly the best, so there is a fluctuation in the FPS on the game, and there's a bit of loss. But the FPS going out is 60 FPS, so you tell me. I don't know. Maybe have a chat with YouTube. Maybe. We've still got 10 minutes. Let me see if I've got another replay. Have I got a replay? No. I don't have a replay. Come on, give me a replay, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have any more replays, which is pretty annoying. I'm running out of replays. Eek. Having a lack of replays. Oh no, if with the replay, yeah, I mean, on a replay, it's nothing to do with the FPS. It's to do with the replay. It's to do with the replay file itself. The replay files are not the best. I've run out of replays. And you've seen all of these, to be honest with you. Let me try a different replay. I think I've got one that you... I've played them all, but we'll have a look. I played this one yesterday, but we'll do it again. As you can see here, that's the game FPS. The game FPS is fluctuating between... You can't see it because my subscribe thing is in the way. But the game is fluctuating between 60 and 50. That's the game. That's wargaming servers. That's nothing else. That's wargaming, guys. It's not me. I can't do anything about that. I can't tell wargaming to increase their FPS, unfortunately. Now, if I was on my iPad, I'd be churning out at 120 FPS, but I'm not on my iPad. I'm on my PC, and my PC is limited to 60. So there you go. And OBS is chucking it out as much as they can from the game. So at the moment, the FPS on OBS is 60. Yeah, it's the wargaming game server. I can't do anything about wargaming servers, guys. I just can't do it. You know, all I can control is my computer and FP and OBS. My computer is churning out correctly. Graphics card is working perfectly, and OBS is churning out at 60 FPS when it is able to. When the game fluctuates between 60 to 40, and it drops down to 40, then OBS will drop as well. Just the way it goes. I can't do anything about it, gents. It is outside of my control, I'm afraid. There aren't many things that I control as a streamer. I can only control OBS and to an extent YouTube. I cannot control the game servers of wargaming. Sorry about that. Never forget, I'm not sat in Europe. I'm sat in Dubai. My ping at the moment is in the region of 170, and I always get these fluctuations after an update. It just happens. Not much I can do about it. I wish I could, but I can't. I mean, my kilobytes per second, if you're very much interested, is 14,922. That's how much I'm churning out at the moment, KBS. So it's not my computer, and it's not my Wi-Fi. Oh, only a first class, but I tell you what, almost 6k damage. It was worth it. We should be getting the invite coming through anytime soon. It's not come through yet, but I can't play another replay now. We have to wait. Oh, the stream. We've got it through. So I'm answering queries about FPS. So I'm going to ready up and then jump back out again. So I've just answered. Let me explain it to you the way it works. Basically, OBS will churn out at 60 FPS. That's what it's set up for. And at the moment it's churning out at 60 FPS. If it's only doing that because it's receiving 60 FPS from the game client. If the game client's FPS drops, which is what it's doing, it's dropping between 60 and 45, it's fluctuating, then OBS can't churn out 60. It can only churn out what it receives from the game client. So at the moment, the game client is dropping down to 45, so OBS is trying to compensate for that, and the FPS from OBS, which is going to the stream, drops down to 50. It's just the way it works. So it all depends on the game client. And we had this issue, we didn't have this issue yesterday or the day before. We had the issue today on Asia, and we generally do get this, unfortunately, when there's been an update. But enough of that, let's jump into the room. We're on Port Bay. Raid will be on the north spawn and Reckham on the south spawn. Reckham have already read it up. Wrong positive, I believe that is. No, it's wrong hole. Oh, I'm so wrong. So we have wrong hole in a Cranwagon, Lightning McQueen in a Cran, Pan Pagula, of course it is, in a Mouse, Panzerkampf Vegan, what a great name, in a T22, the AV3, or the AV, in an E5. This is wrong positive, there you go. Wrong positive in the IS4 and Aeon in an E5. Moving over to Raid, we have Anya so far in a T22, Blue in a Cranwagon, Drizzle in an E5, OG in a T22, S1K in an IS7, Yannitastic coming in an E5, and Timon potentially in an IS4. Let me drop that back on so you can see my ugly mug again. Level 2, I accept replays of any description. Yannitastic is coming out, Naro is coming in. Still got over a minute to go. Guys, just to put you in the picture, I will accept any replays. Doesn't matter what the tier is. Doesn't matter if it's anything that's got decent gameplay is enough for me. Okay? Just showing you a replay that is a first class. Okay, it was big damage, but it's still a first class. Showed you a replay earlier that was a first class. I'm not picky when it comes to, you know, I'm not just into massive damage, etc., etc. What I'm into is good gameplay. That is it. So if you've got a third class, which is fantastic gameplay, then by all means send it across. If it's a tier 8, send it across. If it's a tier 5, send it across. I really don't mind. Less than a minute to go now before we kick off in this quarter final. Less than half a minute to go now. Port Bay is always an interesting map. It's always good to see what strats they're going to pull out of the bag. I reckon we've been playing well. So have Raid. This has been a different type of raid than what we saw the other day. And they have been playing particularly nicely today. Let's be honest. They've been in control. Well, the hit points are in favour of Reckham. But it's just over 1,000, so it's not massive. Not really. Anyway, let's get a pie into the back of the map. Let's see where Raid is going. Well, Raid are sending their T-22s out towards the sea with the Cranwagons. As you can see there, the S1K in the IS-7 is heading towards the A-cap, along with Drizzle, with Timon just holding back. Like I said, they don't generally go over. And you can see here that OG and Anya have not gone over. But Panzerkampfvegan is. because it is a full C strat for Reckham. OG and Anya will realise that and get out of dodge, and at the same time relay that back to the team, who will then probably try and push into the A cap. And as you can see, S1K is already primed to get into the A cap, and there he goes. Anya will now come around and try and take the C cap, the B cap, putting Reckham under a cap disadvantage. Ray can then just sit back and wait for Reckham to make their move. So this is, again, good play by Raid, getting those early spots in, getting to work out where the teams are going. Now they've got 2 caps, they've got Raid have got the distinct cap advantage. They just need to defend and wait for Reckham to do what they need to do. So Reckham here, as you can see, they are now rotating back through their spawn. Well, we can't see because they're behind the rocks. But they're rotating back through their spawn. So let's go. We need to forget Raid for the moment. Pampagula there was up on high, but he's dropped down. Wrong Positive has dropped down as well. Reckham going all the way back to their spawn. Because what else can they do? They've got to find a way to push through now. Where are they going to push through? I don't know. Raid, you can look at the way Raid are stacking their tanks. They're just stacking their tanks to protect A and B cap. S1K, like I said, has gone right into that pile of coal, which we showed on the overview. That's normal. We've got Anya now up at the top in the building, just waiting. Timon is rotating as well. The E5 is where I pointed out a mouse would be with the Crown Wagon and another T22 in back. Pampagula is pushing down. The E5s are pushing through along with the Crown Wagons towards A. So it's an A and a B strat here. They're going to try and steal one of the caps and put some pressure onto Raid. So we're going to switch around because it's A cap that the majority of the tanks are going. Raid have got a comfy lead of almost 200, and Reckham are dropping into the A cap. S1K trying to get those resets along with Timon. As long as they can get the reset, I don't think they will, because there are 2 tanks in there and are making it very difficult. A cap is now gone to Reckham. S1K will be very, very isolated now. All he can do is try and bunker down, put shots across, and do as much damage as he can, and hope in vain that they don't focus him. However, Aeon is pushing on to Timon, and over the other side, the T22, let's get over there. Pampagula is dropping down into the B cap, but it's being reset. Wrong Positive is about to go down. Down he goes. Raid have now got control of this match. They really have. They're very close to getting it on the points. You've got there the IS-7 of S1K dropping back into the B cap, forcing Lightning McQueen. They're pushing Pampagula out of B. This battle here between Lightning McQueen and S1K is crucial. You can see Panzer Kampfwagen coming around to help out. Lightning McQueen here really getting smacked, but Timon goes down, but so does Pampagula in the mouse. That's a blow. Raid are tantalizingly close here. Then they get it on the points. So there we have it. Well played by Raid, using that those medium tanks to get those early spots, able to predict what Reckham were doing, and able to move around the map and get into good positions. Really good stuff there by S1K. Put himself in a great position from the outset. Capped the A cap, went to the coal pile, then just held in there. When it was time to move back into the A cap, he did that, and then he put the tanks under a lot of pressure. Great stuff by Raid. Reckham need to rethink how they're going to do this. Raid are really doing strategic thinking tonight. This is more like the Raid that we've seen previously. Switching those spawn points here on Port Bay. Raid now on the south spawn, Reckham on the north spawn. Anya in a T22, Blue in a Crown Wagon, Drizzle in an E5, Naro in a Crown Wagon, OG in a T22, S1K on the IS-7, and Timon in E5. Moving over to Reckham, well, we have... I can't remember, I keep forgetting that. It's a wrong hole, of course it is, because I get confused. Wrong hole in the Crown Wagon, Lightning McQueen in the 215B, Pampagula now dropping into an IS-4, Panzerkampfwagen in a T22, the AV in a T22, Wrong Positive in the IS-4, and Aeon in a Mouse. So 215B making a showing, that's an interesting one. S1K staying in his trusty IS-7. And why not? Worked a charm last game. Less than 30 seconds to go before we kick off. Raid already with a foot into today's semi-final. Can Wreckham change that? Can they turn it around? Well, only time will tell. Been pretty impressed with Raid this evening. They've been very cool, very calm, very collective. They've gone back to the traditional Raid of the thinking man's team, so to speak. Trying to outthink and outplay their enemies and control the map at the same time, making the other side make all the wrong decisions or the right decisions, whatever you want to look at it. Hit points, wow, nothing in it. Wreckham just have a slight advantage, but 100 HP is not an advantage, not at this level. Let's get up high into the back and see where they're going. Well, Raid are doing a C-strap this time. So let's rotate round with them and see what Wreckham are going to be doing. Let's get over into the corner. That way we can see where Wreckham are going. Well, Wreckham at the moment are heading towards B. With that Cranwagon, like I pointed out, he's going to sit on that little hump that I pointed out when we did the flyover. And you've got wrong positive, not a medium, coming to this road area to try and get those spots. Raid en masse. We got the two T22s of Anya and OG over this side. They're going to take the C cap. That is going to send the message to Wreckham that they can take the A and the B cap. Although Drizzle is going to go up high. Blue has just stayed back. Blue is in an interesting position because he's in a position that he can actually try and get shots into the B cap if anybody tries to go there. And don't forget, at the moment Wreckham are taking A with their super heavy, which is the mouse. Raid here are looking to put pressure onto both wrong hole and wrong positive. Wrong hole getting smacked massively. I mean, he's on that little lip that I pointed out, but he's down to next, and he really is down to next. That was an HE roll going in, didn't do anything, but he is in a world of pain. That's another HE roll going in. So wrong hole is really in a world of pain. Aeon in the mouse is now going to look to try and cap on the A cap. They are desperately trying to get wrong hole out the game. That's a great shot into wrong hole, leaving him on 252 HP. He is a one shot on an AP round, but is he going to survive? He's going to get out of there just about, I think. Were those blind shots going into him? If they were fantastic blind shots. So at the moment, Raid have the advantage. That may change if Aeon can get this B cap. But you can see here that they're trying to reset it. He is going to get it. So now Raid will have to make moves. And S1K is pushing onto wrong hole. That is the move. Wrong hole goes down, courtesy of S1K in his IS-7. And we've also now got the T22s coming round onto the C cap, trying to put pressure onto the AV. Anya getting a bit of a smacking, but OG and Lightning McQueen tracing down Anya. Oh, Anya goes down. Now OG is in trouble. Panzerkamp Vegan trying to chase OG down. OG's trying desperately to get out of dodge. Has he got a dead loader? OG's got a... No, he hasn't, but he has got a dead engine. Wrong hole and Pampagula both down for the other team. Wreckham have got two down, but Raid OG is going to go down here. OG is down. The B cap is being taken. Raid still have the advantage. We have S1K, Blue, giving pressure onto Aeon whilst everybody was looking at poor old OG. They don't want to spend too much time on Aeon, but he is now, 1100 HP going down. He goes. Now they can focus on Lightning McQueen. Blue is looking worse for wear. He is a one-shot. Maybe Lightning McQueen can go down before they get Blue out the game. Yes, he does. So it's now 2 against too many. Raid are going to take this. It's going to go to Raid. You've got Panzerkamp Vegan and the AV, both in T22s. But again, Raid with their heavies, pressuring the AV, taking him down, double tapping him at the same time. And down goes Panzerkamp Vegan also. Raid take it. They will go into today's semi-final. Good games. Wreckham just didn't have any response to Raid there in both those games. They tried, but Raid are in that zone tonight. They really are in that zone. So congratulations to Raid. They go through to the semi-final. Commiserations to Wreckham Just wasn't meant to be today, guys. So let's see if we got any more results coming through. Some big games out there today. So Raid, we know, are through, and they will be facing Loca, Rockfield, and Mayan Ruins in about 20 minutes from now. So Loca, who did Loca play? Loca turning over S4W to move and progress through. Endgame, they are playing Retty at the moment. Retty have been on fire tonight, but so is Endgame. I mean, look at Endgame there, unbeaten today. Serenity, do we have anything on Serenity at the moment? No, they're still out against BPS. So let's have an overview of Rockfield. Let's get an overview of Rockfield. Try and anticipate what they're going to do. Do I not have Rockfield? Ugh, it's annoying. Oh, that's so annoying. It's just so annoying. I thought I had it, but I don't. So I've got to quickly do it. Oh, that's just galling. Sorry about that. I thought I had it. I've got it on the other. I've got it on NA and I've got it on Asia. Maybe we haven't played it yet on EU. I don't know. Anyway, we can exit now and come out. And we can dump that and dismiss it. Get rid of it. Come out. Jump in. Do the long way around. Why not? So, Rockfield is the next map that's coming up for the semi-final. Let's get up high and see what the potentials are. Well, Rockfield is generally 9 times out of 10 more about the B in the A cap rather than the C cap. Teams like to send, for example, something like a Vickers or sometimes a medium to this position here. Try to get those spots as they traverse across. Alternatively, it's a mirror image on the other side, so when they spawn, they get to there. We do get some mediums, and we do get some clans actually pushing through to the C cap. The danger there is they leave the A cap and the B cap exposed, but we do see it, and they can get some good position to reset the B cap. It's all about if they can get to that C cap quickly, then they can put pressure on the B cap. Sometimes from this spawn you will get them either sending an IS-4 or something similar to this position here, which means they can then put some pressure on the B cap, or in the alternative to this position here. That way they can put some pressure on the B cap without taking any shots, because it is a mirror position again, and from the other side they do like bringing their IS-4s or something similar around to this side. Very rare that they bring them this way, but they can. It is a mirror position. As we go up high, you can kind of see it sort of mirrored. Generally, we get movement coming up here in towards the A cap area, using the cover and trying to get into this corner here. Once in this corner, it can be reset from the other side of the map, from the C cap, especially with HE, but and it's again on the other side. Once they've got that, then obviously they can dominate around the B cap area, because it's a lot of ground to cover if you go to C to get into B. If they go to the C cap and the A cap is taken by the opposition, then you're generally having flanking moves rather than straightforward push. Although you will see tanks coming down this side trying to get into there, or the other side trying to get into there to reset. It all depends. They have, as I say, on every single go, multiple strats from multiple maps. So that's just an overview. It may not be what they do. Let's go back and see if we've now got any results coming through. So in the semi-finals today, we have Endgame, Raid, and Loca. Just waiting to see who Endgame are going to be playing. We still do not know. We still do not know. They've just beaten Retty 2-0. So Endgame are through. We are just waiting, I think, on Serenity. They're still playing BPS. So we're still not 100% up to date with that. Have I got any more replays? This is the problem. I'm running out of Z replays, which is pretty annoying. He's pretty annoying. Oh, I don't really know. I think I've already shown this, but I'm going to show it again because I'm running out of replays, guys. And you're going to be seeing, you know, more, unfortunately, double replays. This is Roadblock of Feast in the E3. I'm just going to get another coffee, so bear with me and I'll be back shortly. And I'm back. Tanks go choo-choo. It's difficult to say at the moment, mate, because we have to do all the calculations. Raid will clearly climb up, and quite a lot of teams will drop down, like IW, Reckham, Vale, etc., etc. At the moment, leading is Serenity. They are still leading. And if they get through today, then obviously they'll still be at the top. They are on 12,400 cups at present. APA, well, they'll drop down because their teams should overtake them. A1N1 may drop down. Reckham will drop down. IW. So basically, first place is Serenity, second place is APA, third place is A1N1, fourth place is Reckham, fifth place is IW. The only one to progress through so far into the semi-finalists, potentially Serenity. APA went down, A1N1 went down, Reckham went down, IW went down. Endgame are 6th, they will go forward. Vale will drop because they are 7th and they didn't get through the stages today. And then BPS will advance because they got through to a stage. Coming up in the top 16 area, so there's still a long way to go though. We've got the other BPS and Zenith and S4W. They'll probably all move up. And Raid will definitely move up with the cups today. So it's all over the place, to be fair. There's going to be a lot of chopping and changing. And if Serenity get through to the semi-final, well, they'll basically stay top. Near as damn it. Near as damn it. I mean, this is PYS number 2. I mean, there's still 4 more after this. So, you know, there'll be a lot of chopping and changing still. Well, that's nice to know, Moo Cow on Blitz. What stream was he watching? If he was watching my stream, then I'll take pride in that he's now playing Blitz. Yay! So, let's see, did Serenity make it through? That's the big question. No, they did not. They went down to BPS. So Serenity may get knocked off the top spot, to be fair. So there will be a lot of chopping and changing up there on the leaderboard and in the top 8. It's going to be a lot of chopping and changing. So it's going to be an interesting one. Hi, Anya. How are you doing? It's going to be an interesting one. Raid next up, as I said, against Loca, going out on Rockfield. That's churning off in about 10 minutes from now, and I have seriously run out of replays. Absolutely run out of replays. I don't have any more replays. It's it. Oh, well, no, I'm lying. I have one more. I do have one more replay. I haven't played on EU, but I did play it earlier today. Got to find it. There it is. Here we go. It's a tier 8, but I'm desperate. I haven't got... Not because it's tier 8, I'm just desperate for replays, guys, because I don't have any. As I said, Raid are on fire tonight. They seem to be back to their normal ways. The way we've looked at the game, the way I've been seeing their gameplay today, this has been more akin to what we would expect from Raid. Calculated decision making, good focus fire, domination of the map, great map control, and effectively forcing the opposition into making mistakes. This is more like the Raid that we are used to, not the Raid we saw in winter. So it's good to see. It is good to see. I played this game on Asia earlier, so I've seen this replay, and it's quite funny. So it is an interesting game, not because of the gameplay, but because of the chat. That's why I find it interesting. Because it's the guy and the eagle you've got to keep your eye on. And he'll start in a moment. He will start in a moment. Having a go at everybody. It's very interesting. It's very funny. Most likely, Florian, I don't know. We'll find out in a moment. We'll go through the team lists after this replay. Remember, keep an eye on the chat. Here we go. Here comes the T26E3 Eagle. Starts having a go at everybody. I mean, he's telling the Vickers to move. He's abusing, and and what I said in the Asia stream was, don't concentrate on other players. Play your game. Don't play somebody else's game. Play your game, okay? Don't worry about the VK not moving. You worry about you playing your game. Now he's telling everybody to report the VK. You don't know. I mean, the VK's moved, but he's not playing it particularly well. I agree, but he may be, a newish player or whatever. You don't know. You just don't know. But they're all picking on the. It's the eagle that makes me laugh the most, because he really is quite vocal. He is quite vocal. He gets even more vocal, and he screams and he shouts at the VK. He's shouting report, report, move, and all that sort of stuff. And I just think he should just concentrate on his own gameplay. And one of the other things I noticed is that it's great that everybody. It's so easy to be negative. Okay, so here we go with the eagle, middle finger and all this sort of stuff, because he's died now, so he's very upset. So it's very easy for everybody to be toxic and abusive and negative, but nobody is saying at this moment in time, well done Luva, well done Borsig for hanging in there. It is 3-on-4, so obviously they're thinking they're going to have a loss. It's all going to be doom and gloom. But it's interesting to see it, how it plays out, the sort of the mentality of the play base. It does make me laugh. So see, VK pay to be a suck, or whatever that may mean. And that's the interesting part. So he's abusing the VK. He's really shouting at the VK. And we'll get to the end and you'll see why I'm laughing. No one's saying, wow done Luva, you've done really good stuff here. You're hanging on. He's done 3.6k damage. No one is saying that. The Luva's held his own here. He's done pretty well. To be honest with you, he has done pretty well. Down goes the T-28. Now there's just one tank left, the Scorpion G. Down he goes. Nobody says well done Luva, they just say report the VK. And it's the T-26E3 Eagle, remember that. And this is why I fell off my chair laughing. Great mastery, beautiful game. Look at the T-28. Now, if he would have concentrated on his game rather than concentrating on the game of the VK, he would have probably done a better game. But he didn't. And, that's why I find it hilarious. Anyway, we should have the room up. There we go. Oh, I just find it funny. Hello, Amunet. So, this is Rockfield Loca against Raid. We will have Loca on the north spawn, or Raid on the south spawn. That just makes me laugh, that replay. Just makes me laugh a lot. It really does. Oh, right. I forgot that again. Look. Hello, I'm back. So we're just waiting for the teams to ready up. They've just got under 3 minutes, so we got plenty of time. But yeah, I mean, my point being, if the Eagle would have concentrated on his game and not the VK168's game, maybe he would have done slightly more than 0 damage. But he didn't. It's just funny, You should never throw stones if you live in a glass house. It's just not good for you. Anyway, back to the tour. So they're coming in now. Not fully readying up yet. So, Raid have readied up first. We have Anya in an E5, Blue in an IS4, Drizzle in the IS4, Nardo in the Vickers, OG in the AMX M4. Interesting selection that. S1K in the E5 and Timon in the Kranwagen. Looking over to Loca, we have Foxtastic in the Vickers, Gatastic in an E5, Zertastic in an E5, Playmaker in an E5, the Phoenix in a Kranwagen, Vanasaur in an E5 and Unif Punjani in a Kranwagen. So Loca looking to try and get back to their previous form. They've been sort of not firing on all 4 cylinders. Did it spun? I didn't even do that. So the replays got reset. Oh, darn it! No wonder I've had a lack of replays. But yeah, I've had a lack of replays. It's traumatic, man. Especially when I got an NA and the NA stream later. We'll see. Less than a minute to go now. Raid will be looking to turn this over, get into that final today, consolidate their cups and get back into the top 8. Loca are also outside, I think, the top 8, so they'll be looking for the same thing, basically. But Loca, more importantly, will be looking to get back to their form. And that's the thing. That they know kerfuffles why the FPS is fluctuating. You know, if Wargame, if there's been an issue with the update and they're tinkering with it, it does fluctuate the FPS and it's annoying. This is probably why I've had massive loss on Asia also. So the hit points are in favour of Raid. Jory, how you doing? It's going to be an interesting one to see. I'm looking forward to this one. Loca against Raid, always good. Yeah, Geotastic is saying, don't say my name. I'm not going to. G-tastic. So we've got Fucktastic there in the Vickers, trying to get those early spots up with the A cap. He's going to be covered by Vanasaur. You can see there Naro in the Vickers going to the spot that I said, with the rest of the Loca team heading towards the C cap area. Drizzle, wow, he's seeing free real estate basically in the B cap, so he's going to drop in there. Naro gets a bit of a smacking. The whole of the Raid team are, well, I say the whole of the Raid team, the two E5s are just hanging back. The IS4 blue, supported by OG and Timon, is heading towards the A cap. Gets into the A cap. Raid will take the early cap advantage here. They've got the B cap already. That's secure. It's in the pocket. They will now take the A cap also, putting Loca on a little bit more pressure. Raid will then try and consolidate and try and work out where Loca are going to go. You can see that Drizzle is coming back through his own. He's retreating back through the spawn. He's going to take a position just on the edge of these rocks so he can position himself nicely to react. The E5s of Anya and S1K just holding back. We're going to go over to see what Loca are doing because they're the one who've got to make the moves here. And you can see Forktastic is running around the map trying to ponder where he's going to try and get those spots. We've got G-Tastic and Vanasaur up at the top. They're looking to probably feign push into the A-cap area, but they've got to be careful. They are going to be supported by G-Tastic and Playmakers coming around as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to follow with Playmaker. Raid are just going to consolidate and get into defensive positions now. They are going to make Loca do all the work. And this is what Raid are good at doing. They are good at doing that. So here go Loca, led by Geotastic and G-Tastic and Vanasaur in support. Trying to push down onto blue. Geotastic is moving forward. Oh, he gets a big slap there from across the map. So they're looking to try and get this A-cap. At the same time, the Crown Wagons of Uffenbinjani and the Phoenix are pushing into B. Playmaker is now coming into support. So this has prompted Raid to take a move. And down goes Geotastic. Quickly moving to the B-cap. Crown Wagons of the Phoenix and Uffenbinjani are in there. Only Punjani, though, getting smacked from Drizzle. Trying to reset those caps. S1K coming in. Naro's going to come in. Back up to this side. You can see G-Tastic is going. He's down. G-Tastic is gone. 2 tanks down for Loca here. Playmaker trying to beat a hasty retreat. Along with Vanasaur is coming down to help. Oh, down goes Drizzle, but only Punjani's gone. 3 tanks down now for Loca. 4 tanks down now. Playmaker's down. This is looking like it's going to go to Raid. They've got the points. Vanasaur is being absolutely surrounded. S1K, Anya coming in. Naro basically in danger. There he goes. Naro is down. However, Phoenix is being pressured. Gets a good roll into Anya, but Blue will probably take him out. There he goes. Vanasaur goes down, leaving Foxtastic as the last man standing. Not much you can do about it. Raid get it on the points. And Raid go 1-0 up. can't do a platoon grumpy, sorry mate. So Raid there dominating a little bit. Back to their old ways, making the other team push. And making all the moves. I'm sorry about all the Discord notifications. That's quite annoying. I have turned Discord off, but it's coming through my iPad, I'm afraid. So Raid 1 foot into today's final. Switching those spawn points here now on Rockfield. Loca on the south spawn, Raid on the north spawn. Loca have run it up first. We have Foxtastic in a Vickers, Playmaker in an E5, the Phoenix in a Kranwagen, Vanasaur in the E5, someone from the north in an E5, Unif Punjani in a Kranwagen, and an Oot in an E5. Looking at Raid, we have Anya in an E5, Blue in an IS4, Drizzle in the IS4, Naro in the Vickers, OG again in the AMX M4, S1K in the E5, and Timon in the Kranwagen. So, Raid, at the moment, not really put a foot wrong tonight. Oh, God, who keeps sending Discord notifications? Stop it! It's annoying. Knock it on the head. It says I'm streaming. Listen to it. Anyway. Seconds few to go. Round 2 here on Rockfield. As I say, Raid 1 foot already into the final. Loca will be trying to turn that round to their advantage and get back into this game, pushing it to that decider. Looking at the hit points, wow, Raid have got it again, only just though marginally. So let's go to Pie into the back. Now, as we can see here, we have someone from the north in Playmaker heading towards the A-cap. Fucktastic in the Vickers trying to get those early spots. He has got the remainder of the team behind him. Vanasaur going out wide. Moving over to Raid, well, Naro is in his usual spot on that little ramp trying to get those spots. He rotates out. Drizzle, he's going to go down and have a look at that B-cap again, as we pointed out when we did the flyover. Support of S1K and Anya are holding back. It's pretty much the same strat that Raid played in the last game. OG in the mirror image to where he was last time. Blue is going to push into the A-cap. Drizzle back into the B-cap. But this time, cap advantage will go to Loca. Not Raid. Drizzle not yet capping. However, Raid have seen an opportunity to push down onto someone from the north and Playmaker, which is exactly what they're doing. They haven't even capped A. They've pushed right through, trying to take the battle to someone and Playmaker. Someone from the north is in trouble here, but so they're, Loca are pushing down onto Drizzle there. Someone is in serious trouble. Playmaker is trying to beat a hasty retreat. He may make it, but someone may go down. Oh, that's a bounce. However, Naro comes around, finishes him off. Back in the middle, though, Drizzle is down. Now they're pushing on to S1K. S1K is in trouble. Then they're taking the cap, so Loca are going to take the advantage on the base points. S1K is in a world of pain. He's going to go down here. Fucktastic tries to finish him, but he doesn't. He's finished by Vanasaur instead. Playmaker is now down, so 2 tanks down apiece. But more importantly, Loca have the caps. So now Raid are on the back foot. They are 200 points behind. Fucktastic now is taking the A-cap, so Loca are playing the cap game. Naro in the Vickers is running towards the C-cap to try and take that, to give them a little bit of breathing space, but it's not going to be enough. They need to take the caps. It's the reason why Blue is pushing towards the B-cap, trying to get shots onto Hoot, but they need to take caps or tanks. Oh, excuse me. At the moment, Loca have the advantage. They have the base point and they have an hit point advantage as well. Hoot, however, has been singled out here by Blue and Timon. OG has come around to support. Phoenix and the Kranwagen has dropped down, and at the same time, Urfibajani is pushing on Anya in the E5 up north there. They're struggling here with Hoot because he's dropped his reactive armor. So Timon there really struggling. Plus he's in a Kranwagen, and the Kranwagen hasn't got the best DPM. So at the moment here, Raid are losing out. It is in the... Oh, but if Pinjani goes down, that's changed the dynamics a little bit, but Loca do have the base points, do have their points. Down, however, goes the raid, guys. Team on, last man standing. Loca have got this. Well played, Loca. Raid, I think, made a slight mistake when they pushed through onto the E5s without capping A. I could see their theory behind it, but it was really well played by Loca. Loca doing exactly what they needed to do. Not playing Raid's game, but playing their game. So, we go to the decider here. 1-1. On to Mayan Ruins. So we have Raid on the North Spawn, Loca on the South Spawn. Raid have already readied up. Anu in the T22, Blue in the E5, Drizzle in the IS4, Nardo in the E100, OG in the E100, S1K in the AMX50B, Timon in an E100. Wowzers, 3 super heavies for Raid. That's an interesting strat. I'm looking forward to that one. So now we're just waiting for Loca to ready up. So far we have Fantastic in a T22, Playmaker in an E5, the Phoenix in a Kranwagen, Vanasaur in an E5, someone from the north in an E5, Unif Punjani in a Kranwagen and Oot in an E5, with Fantastic on the bench, along with G-Tastic and Yesotastic. And Amunet, of course, spectating on the other side. Vanasaur and someone from the north are changing their meta. Vanasaur dropping into the E5 and someone from the north into a Kranwagen. This is going to be an interesting one, especially with all those E100s that Raid are fielding. 3 of them. I've never seen them do that before, so I'm looking forward to that. Really intrigued to see what they're going to do with those. So, here we go. The decider, whoever wins this gets into the final. Raid, well, they're topping the hit points because they've got 3 U100s. Simple as that, really. Can't really argue about it, can you? This can go either way. We've just seen 2 fantastic games. So let's get up high into the back, see what Loca are going to do. Well, Fantastic is heading towards the C-cap. Playmaker rotating backwards through the spawn, probably to give some support to Fantastic, with the rest of Loca moving towards the middle. Vanasaur is just going to be looking down the A lane, and what we're going to have here is Loca positioning themselves around this area, especially with those E100s. Now, Raid normally like to try and get an IS4 into the B-cap. A-cap is being taken, C-cap is being taken. At this moment in time, Raid will get the cap first. Anya in the T22 just covering the flank. Drizzle is tempted to try and drop into that B-cap, but no point. There's someone from the north there, and Unafinjani. No, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He takes a shot as he goes down, though. Now he's in cover. That is a bold move by Drizzle. Raid like doing that, to be fair. Now the E100s are pushing forward. We've got OG and Timon pushing forward to try and help Drizzle. Drizzle's just been reset. And he's being reset and reset. Oh, that's a big smack into Drizzle. He's not going to be able to take the B-cap here. But at the moment, it's Raid have got the slight advantage. It's only slight. Now come the super heavies pushing down onto the Kranwagen and of Unif Punjani and the Phoenix. With S1K trying to take shots into Vanasaur, who's now being spotted. At the same time, Loca are trying to flank around and get to the back of Drizzle, which is why Anya and Blue were still there. S1K, now on his long reload, gets into cover. Timon is coming around to try and give some support to relieve the pressure and put shots into Vanasaur. Great shot into the bottom plate of Vanasaur there. Moving back around. Drizzle has now taken the B-cap. He's managed to steal it onto their noses, mainly because that's why the E100's pushed to take the pressure off him. So Raid now firmly have the advantage over this side. trying to get those shots into the Crown Wagons. Vanasaur is looking very worse. Oh, the Phoenix is coming around to try and push S1K. S1K puts a great shot into him. OG should be able to finish him off. Yes, he does. Now we've got someone, Playmaker and Vanasaur. They're going for S1K. S1K is a dangerous tank because he's in an MX-50B. He's going to go down though. Playmaker will take him. Naro should be able to get a good shot into the back of someone though. No, someone just manages to escape. And you're coming around to try and block his escape, however. Phoenix is down, Vanasaur is down, but T1 and S1K are also down. Someone from the north should go down here. He's not going to last. Blue should take him out. Yes, he does. Playmaker is capping A, but Raid at the moment have advantage on this map. Playmaker now being surrounded by the Raid guys. He's going to go down. Previously of Raid, Playmaker. Down he goes. Going to leave Forktastic and get over to see what Hoot, Unif Punjani and Drizzle are doing. Drizzle is just, he's a one shot. He's got to be careful. So Unif Punjani and Oot are trying to get Drizzle out of the game. Unif Punjani gets him down. I think Oot bounced. However, it is now 2 against too many. Naro is very healthy. OG is incredibly healthy. So is Blue. Anya is the only one who's not healthy. And it's all over. Raid take it on the points and they go into today's final. Great stuff there. Raid really doing some wondrous strat there. You could see that they pushed the E100s forward. That took the attention away from Drizzle, allowing Drizzle to then cap the B cap, putting Loca under even more pressure. Loca doing the right thing, pushing down the flank there, getting rid of S1K, but the E100s, well, they were just able to really halt that advance. Good stuff from both teams. Congratulations to Raid. Commiserations to Loca. It wasn't to be today, guys, but you've advanced, and that's the main thing. Now it is just waiting to find out who... Oh, why did I press that button? What a plonker. Who is Raid going to face, and who is Loca going to face more as well. So we know Raid are through to the final. And they will be facing Endgame. There you go. Which means Loca will be facing BPS. Big game coming up. It's coming up in about, well, yeah, about 15 minutes. And I don't have a replay. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, we've got 15 minutes and I've got no replays. Oh, dearie, dearie me. So we're going to have to watch a tortoise that you saw yesterday, I'm afraid. Because I just don't have any replays left, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't have any. It's just the way it goes. So you're going to have to watch this. You saw it yesterday, you're going to see it again today. And I'm just going to get another coffee. I'm back and coffeed up. So there we go. Oof, what a great semi-final that was. Really could have gone either way. Like I said, this is more like the raid of Future Past. Yeah, I've never understood the that film either, why it was called Days of Future Past. I mean, just the way it goes. But that's more like the raid that we know and that we're used to. I don't know what's going on there. Really more consolidated raid, better focus fire, better coordination, better map control. Loca did hurt them. Let's not let's be honest there. And we're seeing Loca getting back to winning ways, which is good. It's good to see. As I said, Loca had a disappointing winter season, and they're struggling to get back into form. But as we saw in the second game on Rockfield, if they carry on playing like that, then it ain't going to be too long before they get back. It's ironic that in PYS number 1 in the final group, both Raid and Endgame went out in the first round. Raid courtesy of IW, Endgame courtesy of Vale, and then in PYS number 2, they're both in the final. Just goes to show how up and down and up and down and up and down this game can be at the tournament level. It really is. It's all good stuff, and I really have run out of replays, and we've still got 10 minutes to go. Oh my giddy aunt. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what... Has anybody sent me an email? Please, for the love of whatever, send me an email. No, I don't have an email. I mean, Fruit has sent me one. Okay, so he sent me a replay saying, can I look at his gameplay? And I said I wouldn't do it on stream, but he's saying it doesn't matter. So let's have a look at his standard B game. So this is Fruit from the Asia server. I promised I would play it. Next time I was on Asia, which is in 2 days. But we might as well look at it now because I've got no other replays, guys. I'm out for the count. I'd love to add Activo, but I can't play on PC. Seriously, I just can't play on PC. I mean, I suppose I could go out in a low tier. No, that would be awful. That would be just shockingly awful, wouldn't it? I mean, if I could play on PC, I would. But I actually don't know the controls, funnily enough. I really don't. But he's doing well here in the standard B, getting to the prime position, which is this middle of the map area, where the B cap would normally be on supremacy. I know, Florian, I've run out of replays, mate. I haven't got any more replays because of the update. I had a load of replays, and then the update wiped them all out. And I haven't actually played the game since the update because I've been streaming. Thankfully, tomorrow is a break, so I'll be able to play the game and get some replays. But you haven't seen this one. This standard B one you haven't seen, so... That's the problem, Florian. If I have no replays, and I don't play on PC, so and I don't know the controls, there's not much I can do, mate. This is a great little game in the standard B. Some good shots across into that AMX. Can he finish him off? Yes, he can. Nicely done. Be careful of that Progetto though coming round. Good ram. Oh, what a kill. That's how you kill a Progetto. Ram him, then smack him. He's done well here, 2,900 already, 3 kills. Good move around the E50 there. Get another one in, takes him down. 4 kills. 3 to go. Can he get the Raz? Be interesting to see, won't it? Nice tracking shot there on the E75. Can he put one into the bottom plate? Yes, he can. Yeah, he damages the engine. Just needs to reload a little bit more. He can finish the E75 off here. No, he can't. Yes, he can. So now he's at Paul's medal territory, which is nice. T95 is going to be a bit of a harder target. Better to go for the T49 if he can. Although the T49 can wreck him. He's on 838 hit points. But the T95 is going to be a tougher target to pen, especially frontally. T49 presents. Nice shot, but that was heat. Should have used HE really. Could have got the HE in the engine deck and really put pain into that T49. But not to worry, he's fully loaded now. Now he can go down. Probably take out the T49 here. Just needs to be careful because he is potentially a one-shot if the T49 gets a good HE roll into him from the side or from the back. And the T49 is making a mistake. He bounces. He used heat as well, so that was a big mistake by the T49. Down he goes. Now he's into Radley Walters' medal, or is it the other way around? Paul's Radley Walters. I can't remember. So, just a T95 left. Oh, and he's presenting his back. That's always nice. It's much better that way. Don't zoom out. Beautiful, beautiful. There goes the Raz. That's what we wanted to see. Beautiful game. Nicely done. And come on, we need to jump out. And it's only first class. What a shame. There it is. That's what we wanted. That's why I wanted to jump out. So we are on Normandy. And we're just going to wait. So we're just going to wait. About another minute when we'll wait before we jump in, just to make sure that there's no stream sniping, and I'll put my ugly mug back on. So this is the final now between Endgame and Raid. It's going to be a good game, this, guys. Oof. Let's open a container and get some boosters. Boosters. Right, let's jump in the room. And in this room we already have me and Aminet. Endgame already here, Raid turning up. They've still got 3.5 minutes to go, so there's plenty of time. Anyway, we're going to have... Norman is a great map. It's nice and big. Those 4 cap points. We will have Raid on the south spawn, Endgame on the north spawn. They've still got just under 3 minutes. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. Yeah, N-Toast is a mod. Oh, there's my neighbour starting up his aeroplane. Sounds like an impressive car. It's actually not. He's just got one of those super duper exhausts on that makes it sound like it should be a super duper car. It's not. Boop, 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 boop. So end game now. They're starting to ready up. Now I can't remember which one's which. One of them is Nico, or previously Nicolade. The other one is previously Chocolade. I think it's Hollow who is Nico and Ahmed who is Shock. But it's now Hollowper in a Kranwagen, Ahmed in an E5, Last AFK in an E5, Romka in an E5, Winch in a Leo 1, and Orca in a Kranwagen. Still waiting for Toby to ready up. He's potentially in an E5. Raid, well, the entire team hasn't turned up yet. But so far we have Anya in an E5, and there we go, Toby is in an E5. We have Anya in an E5, Blue in a Kranwagen, Naro in a Kranwagen, OG in a Leo 1, S1K in a 50B, sorry, yes, S1K in a 50B, Timon in an E5. Drizzle optimistically in a T2020, changing it, quite rightly as well, into an E5. Drizzle, we're going to have words if you're playing in a 2020. Seriously, why? One of the worst tanks ever. I expected more from you, Drizzle, to be honest. Less than a minute to go now. Romka pondering his selection here. And he's dropping into an IS-4. So they've obviously had a discussion on the strat. They were going to go for one strat, changed it to a different strat most probably, which has prompted Romka to come out of the E5 and drop into the IS-4. Normandy is always a tricky map, trying to predict where they're going to go. Are they all going to go to, are they going to do the cap type, D and C? Are they going to go to the middle? Are they going to try and steal A? It's so difficult to predict, especially with these two clans. I mean, Raid are clearly on the up and up, and Endgame, well, they're the clan to beat. They are at the top. They are at the pinnacle. But enough of talking about if, what's, where's, and where bees. Now we're going into the game. So hit points are favouring Endgame, but only slightly. It's just over 200. Nothing really. Just under 200. There's nothing really. So let's get a pine to the back. Now, Endgame generally are an aggressive team, unlike Raid, who are more akin to strategic. At the moment, we got S1K. He's going to go up to where the TDs would normally go in a normal battle to Overwatch, and OG is just going to sit there again where the TDs are, so he can fast react. Anya and Naro. Oh, look at that FPS drop down to 39. What's going on with the game client? Come on, Wargaming. Anya, well, getting out of trouble there, just in case. So D and C have been taken, but Naro has been smacked around a little bit. Endgame have the advantage, and you can see the way Endgame is stacking up here. Naro is, well, he's in the middle trying to get those spots. Anya is not going to push on Oromka. Oh, thank you very much, Masha. That is highly appreciative. Thank you very much indeed. So at the moment, it's a bit of a stalemate. Winch has dropped back down into his position, which is the opposite position to OG in the Leo. Endgame don't need to do anything. To be fair, they need to just wait for Raid to make their move. And at the moment, Raid have got two choices. Either try and get B or try and get A, or try and push onto D. And it looks like, let's get up to the D cap, the C and the D area, and to see what they're doing, because it looks like the E5s of Drizzle and Timon are making a move. Trying to get those spots, find out where Endgame have gone to. So we're going to sit here now. Oh, that's a good shot into Drizzle, but that's a good shot in return to Last AFK. The AMX-50B there of S1K doing his job. Last AFK moving out there. Hollow Purple is now moving around along with... well, Ahmed is just going to stay there. Just going to say he's not going to move around just yet. There's nothing in the corner. So Endgame are quite happy to just play this one out at the moment. They know that it's going to be Raid that needs to make the moves. So Endgame don't really need to do anything just yet. You can see the way that Endgame are doing. They're just trying to say to Raid, come then. Come on. Come on then, Raid. You've got to move at some stage. You've got to push somewhere. We're waiting. We're ready. We're in our positions. As soon as you move, we will try and smack you. And you can see that Raid are thinking, do they go... Oh, too far. Do they move down onto this D cap? We've got Blue, Drizzle and Timon with support from S1K. Or do they try and come through that cap? Where Torby and Orca are. Sorry, yeah, Toby and Orca. Romka is also down there. Romka now taking the A-cap, putting the pressure onto Raid. He's got support from Winch behind him. Romka has been reset, but it allows him to get almost a 10-point advantage. Now Anya and Naro are spurred into action to push onto Romka. That could be a feint. Back up at the top. Wow, that's where the main movement is. Drizzle and Timon looking to move in along with S1K, trying to put pressure down, but Endgame were prepared for that. That's why they were stacking their tanks there. You can see Blue trying to make sure that Orca doesn't get the cross shots in, but not able to cap and not able to take the tanks down. S1K now on his long reload. Endgame now pushing into Blue, led by Toby and Orca. Oh, this is good stuff by Endgame. Forcing, and this is what Endgame tend to do. They force the hand. Down goes S1K. And Endgame are looking in control here. Blue is going to go down. Down he goes. Now poor Timon and Drizzle trying to get our last AFK out of the game. But Timon may go down before he does. Yes, he does. He goes down. Endgame have got control of this. Drizzle is looking to try and get our last AFK out as well, but he's got tanks all over him. That's an interesting tracking shot. Drizzle's going to go down. He's not going to last. Hollow Purples takes him out. So Endgame still in control. Anya is effectively the next on the list. Winch coming in. Down goes Toby. So it's not going to be a 7-0. In fact, down goes last AFK as well, by courtesy of Naro. But OG is now being bullied and he's out the game. Naro is the last man standing. This one is going to Endgame. Very, very nice game indeed. Very strategically played on both sides of the coin. And there we have it. Good stuff by Endgame there. As you can see, really putting pressure on Raid. Raid struggling to get past the 8,000 damage mark. Quite domineering by Endgame. We're going to swap those spawn points now. We're going to swap those spawn points. This time we have Raid on the north spawn, Endgame on the south spawn. Raid have got ready. We have got Anya in an E5, Blue in a Kranwagen, Drizzle in an E5, Naro in a Kranwagen, OG in a Leo 1, S1K in an E5, and Timon in an E5. Moving over to Endgame, we've got Hollow Purple in the Kranwagen, Ahmed in an E5, Last AFK in an E5, Romka in an E5, Toby in an E5, Winch in a Leo 1, and Orca in a Kranwagen. So Endgame have got almost all their paws on all the cups up for grabs for Prove Your Skill number 2. However, Raid can come back from this. Not going to be easy, not when Endgame are playing like that. But it is possible. Hello, Peter. Less than 10 seconds to go now. Endgame will be feeling pretty confident. So hit points, exactly the same. No advantage either way. And as I said, Endgame will be feeling confident here. Raid, well, the pressure's on them. They'll just be happy to, if they can take the game to, or maybe if they can play their game rather than let Endgame play them again like they just did. But we will see. Anyway, let's get a pie into the back. Sponge, you can send them to Discord, mate. So looking at the way Raid are stacking up, well, pretty much the same as what they did in the last game. So let's fly over and see what Endgame are doing. Well, Winch and the Leo jumping straight into that C cap. So again, Endgame are going to get the caps. However, unlike in the last game, they've got nobody down at the A or the B cap. So they may be able to, Raid may be able to steal the A cap as free real estate, but we don't know. Endgame here, Winch is now going to rotate all the way around to the perch that we saw OG in last time. It's good stuff by Endgame. So they've got the cap advantage, but Raid are going to be able to take the A cap. Winch is not going to get there in time, and Orca was unable because they had Drizzle and Nardo in there with OG just at the back. So now Raid have got the cap advantage, but look at Endgame pushing through the middle. Led by Toby, Romka and Ahmed just behind. Raid are trying to do exactly, they're pushing back just like Endgame did, but Endgame have pushed quite a way forward. Orca's now going to come in. Toby comes over the top. Good shot in by Anya. Toby drops into D and then moves around trying to isolate S1K here. He has Hollow Purple in support. S1K is the focus. Ahmed gets tracked. That puts his advance a bit on the back foot. Now Raid are trying to come in to help S1K. Orca's here, Romka's here. Oh, Ahmed is going to go down. Down he goes. This is looking good for Raid. Raid at the moment have got the advantage. Toby is now one shot. Toby goes down. Endgame, however, looking to finish off S1K if they can get hold of him, but he rotates out. Naro coming in, trying to put pressure on as well. Winch desperately trying to beat a retreat. Moving over, Drizzle goes down courtesy of Orca. Now Raid can feel that they've got the advantage, but have they? S1K is a one shot, he's on 97 hit points and he's got a dead loader. Down goes Hollow Purple, 3 tanks down for Endgame, but Endgame now recapping the D cap and they've got the C cap. Winch is running around the map like a crazy thing. Orca, however, looking worse for wear. Timon should be able to finish him down. If not, Anya will come in. Timon takes him. Endgame, 3 tanks left. Raid have got control here, but only just. They do have the tank advantage. Winch is doing his best to fight off against OG, but Naro's coming in, and OG manages to finish him, leaving last AFK as the last man standing. Raid are going to take it to a decider. Nothing the last AFK can do about it. He's going to probably try and take out OG as a token final kill, but Anya is coming round, trying to get the shots in. Bouncing, bouncy, drops his reactive armor, and down he goes. Endgame turned over this time by Raid. Raid pushing it to that decider here. Much better stuff from Raid. Much better stuff indeed. Again, they played their game. They did not play Endgame's game. And that put Raid in their comfort zone. When you saw there, they were able to react a lot better to the pressure being put on by Endgame. We now go into the final game here on Port Bay. We will have Raid on the south spawn, Endgame on the north spawn. This is for the overall winner of PYS number 2. Final stage. Raid against Endgame. It's all even Stevens at this moment in time. Raid have readied up. We have Anya in a T22, Blue in a Crown Wagon, Drizzle in an E5, Naro in a Crown Wagon, OG in a T22, S1K back in his lovely Faithful IS7, Timon in an E5. Moving over to Endgame, we have Hollow Purple in a Crown Wagon, Ahmed in an E5, Last AFK in a T22, Romka debating, Toby in an E5, Winch in a T22, Romka in the IS4, and Orca in the Crown Wagon. So, all to play for here. Who is going to steal it? We've seen some excellent games just on Normandy. Endgame dominating in the first game, Raid dominating in the second game. Interesting stuff indeed. We're going to find out. We're up close and personal here in the action. We're going to find out in a few seconds now. Oh, Radikos and Caroline on the bench. And Aminet and Fujit on the bench. We're not, we're spectating, but there we go. So seconds few here in the final. Well, I'm expecting it's going to be almost even. Endgame just getting the additional hit points. But it's nothing. Not a thing. Not going to make any difference whatsoever. So let's get a buy into the back. Looks like Raid are going for the C-strat. So let's get round the map. Looks like Endgame are also going for a C-strat. Looks like it might be a bit of a brawl. Last AFK and Winch in the T22s. Last AFK going to the middle. Winch coming right over here. And the rest of the team, apart from one, which is Romka in the IS4, all the way out. Anya and OG also coming over. So this is going to be a brawly C-strat for both teams, with the exception of Romka, who's dropped down to the B cap at the moment. So let's see how this plays out. Winch, well, shots going into Winch, but nothing connecting as of yet. You can see Endgame pushing over with Orca, Hollow Purple and Ahmed there in the Crown Wagons and the E5s. Here comes Toby as well. And on the other side, wow, Raid are doing the same thing. It's all down as everybody goes there. It's wowzers. Wowzers. C-cap is being taken by Timon, funnily enough. He's going to maybe have to steal that onto the nose of Endgame. Timon is just, no, he's not able to. He just backs out. Blue is coming round. So at the moment, both teams are sort of bleeding a little bit. And you're trying to get the shots across, but Winch is able, and so is Last AFK, able to keep their heads down. Let's get into the brawl area, because this is where all the action is. Look at this. It's like face-off. It's like who's going to blink first. It's just trying to bleed each other. But Raid is being bled more than Endgame. Now there's almost a 2,000 deficit, but that's a great move by S1K, bringing that deficit back again. Now it's still almost 1,000 now. Raid looking to still bleed, but you can go what we've got over there. Look, you've got 2 tanks out of the equation, so it's 4 on 4 here. But right behind you got Last AFK and Winch. Now Raid are pushing over the top. Oh, this is a ballsy move. They're looking to take down Hollow Purple, but down goes Timon before Hollow Purple. Down goes Hollow Purple. Now they're focusing S1K. S1K is going to go before they get anybody else down. Timon's down. S1K's down. Toby is a one-shot. Wow, no, he's a two. No, he is a one-shot. He is a one-shot. Can they finish him off? No, but they do finish off Hollow Purple. But Blue's down as well. This has not worked out for Raid. Winch and OG playing over there. Last AFK coming in to help out. Orca pushing on to Drizzle. Anya trying to get around the back of Romka. OG is in trouble here. But then again, so is Nardo. It's 4. Oh, it's going close, this one. But Endgame look like they just have it. OG is going to go down, I think. Winch is going to go over the top and just put him out of his misery. Anya's gone. Anya's not down, but down goes OG. It's 2 against too many. Endgame have got this. And what a great way to finish the final. Unfortunate. Good push from Raid, but it just didn't work out. Drizzle, down he goes, leaving Anya as the last man standing, and down goes Anya. Endgame taking it. Really good stuff. Nice and brawly. Well, not going to say much, not going to say fairer than that, guys. It was fantastic. That's a good way to finish the PYS number 2. Two great clans. Endgame triumphing in the end. Winch doing almost 5k in damage. Really doing a hard, is really paying for his work there and taking 5 kills. What a great position Winch was in. Commiserations to Raid. Let's find out who came third. Don't know who came third. Peter knows because he streamed it. It was Loca and BPS. And it was BPS who came third. Loca will take fourth. So there's going to be a lot of changes on the boards for top 8 and top 16. That's it for me today, guys. It's been fantastic. We've had some great matches. We've seen some really fantastic stuff from Raid. And a fantastic final between Raid and Endgame. I'd like to say a big thank you to the mods for making sure that the chat was a lovely, friendly place for everybody. I'd like to give a big thank you for everybody popping in to say hello and watch the stream. It's been interesting, despite the fact I've got fluctuating FPS from the game client. With that, I'm going to go now because I've got to stream NA very, very shortly. So until the next time, guys, tomorrow, thankfully, is a break. So we all get to have Saturday off. Yeehaw, finally. We'll be back again on Sunday, starting with Asia, and then moving on to EU, and then finally on to NA. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a